Without further ado, we are in the great country of Italy. Woohoo! I'm excited. How about you guys?
I am completely excited. And just so you know, if you're new to the channel, we have already been to Italy last, I don't know, December or January.
Cinque Terre, Florence, Venice.
So we made a run through Italy, so this is not a new country for us, but we're headed to the Dolomites. Curt has an incredible hike planned in one of the most famous places in all of Italy and Europe, and one of the most famous hikes probably in the world. So you're gonna want to hang around for that. I may even try a little hiking here in the Dolomites.
And we have a really, really special treat. We have some friends coming that we met in our journey. Well, in Peru, and we saw them again, I think, Buenos Aires. Yeah,
Argentina. So we're going to meet up with them somewhere here in the Dolomites. We'll see what their schedule does, but we should be running into those guys. They're fellow van lifers, and they're amazing. But with that, let's drive up into these beautiful Dolomite mountains.
Start to see them filling up.
Yeah. We might have to come back to one of these.
Continue on Strada Statale
Okay.
51
If you see a
for 6
spot,
miles.
pull it in for us to wait. We still have a little ways to go before our first actual destination here in the Dolomites. But it's a bit of a tricky timing situation. So we have stopped on the side of the road, and Curt's going to whip us up lunch. Now, we're already coming up through some beautiful views. But we are heading to, how do you say it, Curt? Tre Cime?
I think that's how you say it.
Tre Cime. 3 towers, one of the most famous places in all of the Dolomites. And there's a beautiful hike up there. In fact, there's tons of hikes up there. And you can drive all the way up. It's a national park, and you can drive all the way up to a Refugio that's up there and park. Now, to enter the park and drive up, they only let a certain amount of people in and out, at a time. So to drive up for 12 hours and park up at the top of this beautiful mountain costs $45. It's very expensive. Now, that used to, and this is very recent, I think it's just something they've done this season, $45 used to get you 24 hours up there, and van lifers could spend the night up in the parking lot of this Refugio. Now, if you want to do that, you have to pay twice. You pay $45 for 12 hours going up, and if you come out and you were there longer than 12 hours, you pay another $45. So, and it's not a campground, there's no services, it's literally just a parking lot up in one of the most beautiful places in the world. So we are going to splurge and spend the $90 to spend the night up there in this amazing national park. So we don't want to go in until later in the afternoon for 2 reasons. One, that gives us more time there tomorrow for Curt's hike and just to enjoy how beautiful it is. But we want to get up there and get settled before dark. So our target is to try to go in around 3 or 4 o'clock. So we're going to spend a little time here on the side of the road with the door open, have some lunch, and then in maybe about 2.5 hours, we are going to head up and see if we can get into this national park and if our van will climb up this mountain, because we've heard it's steep. 3 hours later. We enjoyed a nice lunch, a little cauliflower, zucchini, I think pork stir fry. It was tasty. Curt has plugged our hopeful campsite into the GPS. Vanna could care less what's going on right now. It is sprinkling. The weather this evening is not supposed to be great, but we are banking on the fact that early in the morning we're supposed to have some clear skies. And I told y'all, this is a big overnight investment, paying $90 to spend the night up here. And it's supposed to clear up after these light showers go through. But what we're also figuring out is these showers aren't as light as the weatherman had predicted. It's so not only are we worrying about spending $90 and never having a view if this doesn't blow on over, But we've already started our climb up, and the rain's a bit heavier than we thought, isn't it, Curt?
It is, and you know, we've seen the results of this water down in these valleys. We saw it in Slovenia, and they just had these floods up in Switzerland.
Oh yeah, bad ones yesterday.
So we're coming through this valley. We're going to be going up on this, I don't know what kind of mountain road, and it's serious.
That's them right there. That's the three peaks, Curt.
Oh.
This is our first panorama view of them. You can sort of see a couple of them, even though they're surrounded in the clouds.
I am getting crazy excited.
Well, and you guys may wonder why we're not just waiting one day and avoiding this afternoon, what was supposed to be light shower. And that is, well, there's rain predicted all this week. This does seem to be our window to get up here.
And time is running out in the Shingen.
Yeah, we have to leave.
And I mean, we have enough time, but I mean, we're running out, and this is a really exciting run for us. So yeah, it's going to be day by day how we handle this rain. All right, guys, we have just under 8 miles to go, and we're getting our first uphill warnings, 10% grade. And I think this one right here probably...
that was no more than 7.5 tons. It looked like that. It looks like the bigger trucks are limited on the hours they can come up here, but that doesn't apply to us.
And 10% is very manageable for us. And our first switchback, there's only a couple right through this piece right here.
Roads are plenty wide right now.
And the rain has stopped a little bit, so that's kind of nice.
You can see in the riverbed there's just a little trickle of water still coming down. That makes me feel a little bit better about the possibility of any kind of flash floods. There's a lot of room left in those riverbeds. There's a lot of traffic still coming down this hill, including big buses. And I've always told Curt, whenever we see the big bus, I feel better, because if they can do it, we can do it, usually. But I am loving that we're going through this green area as we climb up to the top with these big giant pine/Christmas trees everywhere. But there are definitely a lot of folks still coming down. So hopefully that means there's room for us at the top. Donkeys. Now this is a campground right over in here, so alright, now I think our climb begins. Car coming around the curve here. Yeah, we were just getting warmed up, Curt. And the road is maybe a little bit narrower.
And a lot steeper.
And not in the best shape. There's some washouts along the side, some beginnings of potholes, but we've definitely been on worse, but it's something to keep an eye on. Right, so that area where you saw the cars parked here by this really pretty lake, there's some ducks and coots out there, of course. Beautiful mountains overhead. But this is where you're allowed to park for 2 hours only. And that is if you get up here and the park is full. So they kind of have an area where they stage people that are waiting to get up. And there were people there. Hopefully they aren't waiting to get up. We'll see what happens. Looks like we are approaching the toll booth where we pay to get in. Let's see how it goes. Looks like there's a lot of signs telling us what to do. Looks like it's green. Okay, it is confirmed. We read everything right. We pay $45 here to go up. If we stay longer than 12 hours, when we come back down, we get stopped here again. If they check our ticket, that is where we will pay another $45. The gentleman here at the gate was incredibly kind and made sure we definitely understood that. And we did. So we're getting our ticket. There's a little bit of blue sky above these peaks. We're heading up. We're so excited. Buddies. When you're going up these narrow roads, we always keep an eye out as far up as we can see through the trees and curves. And it is best, if you see a bus, to stop, because those guys can't help how wide they swing on these roads. We did good there, right, Curdy?
Yeah, we saw him coming. Woohoo, this is a fun, beautiful road. Wow.
Kurt, you're going to be climbing around these things.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I'm excited.
We just had to stop to let a few cars pass through the skinny area. And Vanna finally lifted up her head. Oh, right back down. She is enjoying this mountain ride. And I believe our parking lot where we sleep tonight is going to be around 7,000, 7,500 feet, something like that. We'll check the GPS elevation app when we get up there to tell you.
It's just hard to keep in that gear, you know?
Yeah. All right, y'all can hear our van. It is like, whoa, this is steep, and you're going around curves, and holy cow, look at this drop off right here. Oh boy. There's a bus catching us from behind. Maybe the steep part's almost over, but my God, that's beautiful. Why don't you pull here for a minute and let it rest up a little bit. Can't hurt, right? It's beautiful. So there was a pull-off. We pulled off for 3 reasons. One, there were a few cars, including a bus, right on our butt. And we are struggling on some of these steep spots, so it was just polite to pull over and let them get on by. 2, it lets our engine rest from doing all this hard work to get up this hill. But 3, it is freaking beautiful right here. So I had to get out and get a picture of the van from the outside. It's something, isn't it, Kurt?
Wow, it is crazy. We haven't seen epic views like this in a while.
Oh, wow. So we still have a ways to go, and the fog and clouds are setting in. Oh, look at that beautiful little stream right there. Woo-hoo-hoo! Drop-offs into the abyss. Cars coming around the curves. The GPS says we're 1 minute away. I sure hope it's right. See that bird? Oh, there's the parkland right up here, I think. I think we're there.
Yeah, there's a lot, but
okay.
I didn't see which was which there.
I didn't be there. I don't think we go up there. So, no. There's a bus. Alright, we have made it to the top, guys, but we cannot see where to park. So we had to stop, pull over, and get out to figure out where we're supposed to park with a camper, because you literally can't see the signs. And we found it. It's right here. Campers park down here. There goes Kurt. I am back in the van. It is freaking cold out there, and there's plenty of places for the camper to park. We just got to find the one we want. So we're gonna get settled in, and then we'll be back. Whew, chilly. There's quite a few campers here, but I have seen pictures where this is slap full, and people even parking over there. And I would be sad if I paid $90 and didn't have a front row seat.
Well, it's a little anticlimactic right now, and also, you know, we've been nervous the whole way up here about the rain and all that other stuff, and now we got to worry about the visibility. Fingers crossed.
We've been here about 20 minutes, guys, and right now it is our lucky day. Clouds seem to be clearing. Look up there. Wow, there's a few more motorhomes here. And over here's Curt. Look at that. Oh.
I realize we're right here.
Yeah.
It's right here. It's right there.
Well, and also Eric and Yuco, 45 minutes away.
Look at these professional van lifers. Hey, it's so good to see you. I'm so excited.
I was waiting for this day.
Hey, where you been?
Hi.
Where have you been? You've been
Oh,
everywhere.
Yeah, you guys too. And there's Maya.
Give me a big hug, buddy.
Hey, Curt. How are
It's
you?
good to see you,
Well,
man.
it's over a year, I think.
Look at this. You guys got the little stuffers there. Where did you get these tires? Have you had those the whole time?
We got them in Santiago.
All right, what is it, Yuko?
Oh, premium tuna. All right, tell us what this is, Yuko.
Okay, this is premium tuna. This is tuna and crab.
Ooh.
And this
Is it like a little gravy packet?
Yeah.
It came with like 120.
They're
in
like
one
little
box.
cat treats.
Yeah.
And where do they come from?
From Japan.
They're from Japan.
All right, guys, let us give you a recap. If you haven't been following our journey, we ran into these guys in northern Peru in a little rural restaurant.
Hello.
And then we met up with them again on purpose down in Ushuaia, the end of the world in South America. And then, of course, y'all know we've shipped over here. They went home to visit family for a little while. And, she's like, no. They went home to visit family and got off the road for a little bit, but they ended up shipping their van here to Europe. They've been here for 3 or 4 months now.
I've been here since April 7th, so almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months. And we meet up with them in a beautiful place like the Dolomites. So these are fancy little cat treats from Japan.
Yes.
All the way from Japan for G Money and Vanna.
Super premium.
Super premium.
So you guys are planning on heading to the UK.
The sun is starting to go down on our first night back in Italy. And these Dolomites are not disappointing. You know, when we first got up here, we couldn't even see them. Couldn't even see the signs in the parking lot because we were in the clouds. But the clouds have come and gone. But as the sun's going down right now, they are just lighting up these Dolomite mountains, and it is stunning. There's even some snow still up here, right at parking lot level, and it's definitely a little brisk. And when we first got up here, there wasn't a ton of campers and vans, probably only about 4 or 5. Now the parking lot's pretty much almost full.
So when we were getting ready to come up here, you may have heard we were a little nervous about how much it was going to cost. But I can tell you that sitting out here, looking at this, and this being our front yard for the night, and especially the way the clouds have cleared up and the sun is setting, it's worth whatever they want to charge. We're at about 7,500 feet. We've reunited with our friends Eric and Yuco, which was wonderful. It was really good to see those guys. I think they're probably going to go on the hike with Curt tomorrow. If you're coming to the Dolomites in your van and you're traveling on a budget, save up for this one. It's worth the $90.
Good morning, everyone. The parking lot filled up early this morning. We are gifted with special guests. Eric and Yuko are joining us on the hike today. It is a beautiful morning. The sky's pretty clear. There's some big clouds up there, but none of them are messing with us just yet. But I think we have about a 3 or 4 hour hike, and we're gonna go around this scenic mountains here. Let's see what we get into. All right, we've been walking about 15 minutes from the Refugio where we parked. And it's a fairly flat, winding, wide trail. So it's easy hiking so far. I think all that's going to change. But the views are absolutely stunning. And normally I'm just kind of out here with the nature on my own, but today I have some company, and it's really good talking to fellow travelers. And we're kind of talking about the culture shock coming from traveling in a van in Latin America to traveling in Europe, and all the complications that the Schengen and the weather and all the other stuff provides. But what a beautiful day, guys. And I kind of hope the trail stays like this, nice and easy breezy cruising, but I think it's gonna change.
Good morning from here in the van. Just in time for my water to be boiling. The bed is made. Oatmeal and coffee are ready. And I guess Curt, Eric, and Yuko have probably been going for about 30 minutes now on their big hike. So me and the kiddies, we're chilling in the van this morning, having a nice, relaxing time. Don't worry about us though. We have epic views from our little tiny house.
All right, we made it to Lavaredo, our second Refugio in a boulder field of lime rock. And we're doing pretty good. You doing okay, Yuko? I think, again, I'm the weak link, guys. They were worried about keeping up with me, and I think it's just the other way around. They don't realize what an old guy I am.
I think this is the perfect speed.
But we are here at the Refugio Lavaredo, and the three towers I think are behind clouds, but we're having a discussion because we don't see them right now. But anyway, it looks like we get to walk around them.
I think we're parked here.
We're parked there.
And we walk this to this Lavaredo. And this Lavaredo is over here. So this is one side and this is the opposite side.
Oh, that's that's looking at the backside. But if you notice up there on the hills, even though everything seems kind of close, they look like little ants up there. And they're up all around, climbing on all these different rocks and formations. Taking in all the views, getting all the Instagrams. Looks really nice though. That big mountain range we're parked below is the three towers. It's just the other side of it. And so we've kind of walked up the hill and you can see the Refugio down there. And we made it up here and we're coming up to the top and there's snow here. Eric's gonna make a snowball. But I think we're about to get the big reveal here. And there is a little snow up here still and a little ice, especially on this other side.
There's a strong mist blowing off the walls of an emerald mountainside. I can hear the canyons calling, the soft roar of water falling. The words I know cannot convey the gravity of this peaceful place. The words I know cannot begin to capture standing on this continent. On this continent, I'm up on the roof of the world. I'm up on the roof of the world. The clouds are shaking here, exchanging compliments. Up on the roof of the world. Up on the roof of the world. I've never felt so small, looking out across it all.
We are up at the base and I scaled up on some of these little rocks just to play around, and it is just a really epic fun time. I mean, we've been in some cool places. This is right up there at the top. Look at this thing. So most hikes that are this epic, I end up doing solo. And I've done some hikes with friends, but I gotta tell you, this one right here is special. And it's special because, you know, we've met these guys in different countries, in some of the remotest places in Peru. And well, we've caught up with them again, and now we're here in Europe. And So it's special for that regard, but it also gives us the opportunity to talk about some of the hikes that we've both done. And so they've done Acatenango and Fuego. They just said they did Torres del Paine. And so some of the most epic hikes that I've done, they've done too. And so anyway, it's just really special. And up there you can see another Refugio. And so it looks like we'll go up to the Refugio, maybe have some hot chocolate. Then we take this switchbacks down here, and maybe you can see this little water section below us. And then we start to climb up, back up there, and we wrap all the way around this mountain range. So we'll walk all the way in front and get a lot of views.
All right, guys, I am out of the van. Now, I'm not going to set any records today. We're at least going to try to walk up this hill to the Refugio, see if we can get a little bit better view. But I am just amazed at all these campers that showed up after we got here, late into the night. So let's see if we can get up at least to the top of this hill up here. With the altitude, it's a little tougher for me. And don't worry, I won't overdo it. But I want to see what's on the other side of this mountain. Step one accomplished. I made it up the big hill, up here to the Refugio, where I think I can get a coffee or a hot chocolate. And look at this, guys. Way in the distance, there's a pretty blue lake. Curt and Eric and Yuco went that way. And they'll walk around these giant guys here. Now, when we were researching this place, right over there, up over that hill, is a place called the Flying Banana. And it was called an 1.5 hour easy hike. And I really had my heart set on trying to do it. But it's just too much elevation and a little too far. So I'm going to hang out up here. I may walk right in this little area here a little bit. But we're probably close to 7,800 feet or so here. I'll check in a minute and put the exact elevation on the screen. But I am not complaining. Look at this beautiful place. So you can see right up there is where I had the hot chocolate. I walked down the hill and up through that little meadow right there, up this hill, to this little peak that kind of sticks out into the drop-off. Oh, it's just beautiful. But this is it for me. It is time to head back to the van, check on the kitties. The van is way out there. So we got a couple more hills to go.
So you can see the trail we walked along there. It's a really nice trail. Easy grade, beautiful views. But we made it up to the Refugio. Hopefully we can have some hot chocolate, take a break. And I gotta send Snow some pictures of this place. All right, we just came down from the Refugio. It was closed, so no hot chocolate, but we did have that little rice ball, so I'm feeling energized. And now we head down, and over on the other side of that canyon, if you can see that little trail snaking up through there, that's our route to go back these mountains. So still got a ways to go. And just like that, we've scampered our way almost down here to the little bottom of this canyon. Now we got to climb our way up to get out of here and back to the van. All right, we just made it down, so we came back those switchbacks, and some of it was pretty steep. So Yuka had to show us the little shuffle. She was shuffling down, scrambling down. No, what'd you call it? Hopping.
Hopping. That's what the tour guide from Acatenango told me. When it's steep downhill, you gotta hop.
Got to do a little hopping.
Yeah, so that it won't hurt your knees.
So right here at the base of Tre Cime, there's a little glacier melt, sort of. There's still some snow and it comes down. You can see the water draining down into this little pond. and you can get a really nice reflection there. But we're about to start this big climb up here, guys. And guys, I don't think it could be a proper hike without a river crossing, right?
You gotta get your shoes wet a little bit.
Whoa, Karate Kid. Oh, a little scrambling.
I would not walk on that.
Yeah.
All right, I have climbed up all the hills I'm gonna climb today. Whew. It's all downhill from here.
We both hiked Acatenango Fuego. I guess all three of us did. And we got in this section and we said, oh, this looks familiar. Just like climbing up Acatenango, except up Acatenango, it was like this for 5 hours straight. So that right there behind us, guys, there's all those switchbacks. We came down that and we were trotting down, so it didn't seem that steep, but looking back at it, wow, we came down quite a long ways to get down there to that little lake. We made it up, guys. And we have made it up to the top of that climb. And now, well, we're going through like a rocky, bouldery minefield up and down. And there's these little sparse, I don't know, kind of shrubby pines, evergreens, and these little purple flowers. You guys might have seen them earlier in the hike. But it's yet another dimension to this fascinating hike around these awesome peaks. And as the days progressed, the trails have definitely gotten more crowded. And now, well, we're in a single file line on this goat trail up through the rocks. Oh, and then up here by this river, they got a nice little fresh spring water fill. All right, so we stopped up at the Refugio and got a little food. So we got a little cold cut and cheese platter right here. Looks like they got some sausages and all kinds of stuff, some breads. And you guys got some dessert. What is that?
Oh, it looks to be some sort of a pound cake, and then with some sort of a berry topping, like a berry jam topping.
Like elderberries or something? Gooseberries?
I think
some kind of berry.
In typical European fashion, it's not so sweet. It's not as sweet as you would find in the US.
All right, well, we're going to take a break and have some snacks.
It looks like Vanna.
There he goes.
We'll leave it all behind. Won't stop till the finish line. We'll go together on this open road. Until these wild hearts sleep underneath the stars. We'll go together on this open road. If we're only given one shot at this life, we gotta make it count.
and a bit of a snow crossing. Be careful right here. Some ice. All right, we are coming down the home stretch, and we can't see the van yet, but that little town down there, there's a campground down there, and that's where we got to get. We got to be down before 4 o'clock. Otherwise, we got to pay another 12 hours. That's not an option, so finish off this deal. I imagine right around this corner, we're going to see the van, and then we got to hop in the vans and get them down the hill. You guys nervous?
No. Going down the hill?
Yeah. No?
Okay. I think we've done something similar in Latin America.
You've done more difficult for sure.
I just got my brakes changed too in Uruguay before shipping, so
You're good to
I
go.
got good brakes.
Hey Yuko, that's it right in front of you. You see it? All right guys, we finally found our path. We found our way. We made it back to the van. It was a good hike. It wasn't really overly hard, but still, it was a vigorous hike. I mean, there's some long uphill parts and places where we had to rest a little bit, but that hop really helps, that downhill hop.
There they are. They have made it back. I would imagine that they're tired. They left the van at 7:30. It is 1:15. Are y'all tired?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
It was epic enough where I'm trying to, the places where you got wind in or whatever, you just push through just because you were like smiling.
Nice. All right. The Three Musketeers are back. We are reunited. We have normal shoes back on rather than hiking shoes. Curt had an amazing hike and a good time with Eric and Yuko, but it is time to drive down this steep mountain and see if we can find a campsite. So I think this is probably where we're going to wind this video down. We'll see you guys in a few days. Cheers.
Thanks,
Don't
guys.
forget to subscribe and hit that like button and hit that notification bell so you know when we put out more videos, because there is more epic stuff coming from the Dolomites here in Italy. Cheers, guys.